Three-time NCAA champion and Iowa Hawkeye legend Spencer Lee just punched his ticket to the Olympic finals. Spencer Lee made the Olympic team in April. He qualified Team USA for this weight the next month, and now he is one match away from the Olympic gold medal. Spencer started his day with a really tight 3-2 win over China. He wrestled China back in Turkey at the Olympic qualifier. It was a crazy close match where Spencer was down kind of big. He had to come back and got a bunch of laces. And so we thought this second match, maybe for Spencer, he would have a couple more things figured out. And while he won the match, it was still really close, really scary match. And it's very scary and starkly different from his other two matches where Spencer comes out and quickly just smashes his opponents. He got a 12-2 tech in the quarterfinal round and another technical fall in his semifinal round to punch his ticket to the finals. But he is facing an absolute legend of the sport from Japan, Rei Higuchi. Rei Higuchi had a forfeit in round one. He had a 10-0 tech in round two, and then he had a tech in his semifinal match over Iman of India. And going to get into a little bit of the matchups and the kind of the style that both of these guys bring. For Spencer Lee, he's got a very hard hand fight. He can pull on the head, he can pull from ties, quick to the leg. He's been favoring a single leg, but he's got a great high crotch to the other side. And one of the hallmarks, if you watch Spencer in his college career, one of the hallmarks, one of the staples for his game is his ability to wrestle and turn from the top position. In freestyle, it's no different. When Spencer Lee gets on the top, he's able to expose his opponents back to the mat time and time again, and often until the match is over. So that's one of his great attributes. He has the ability to hit a leg lace. He's got a gut wrench, a trap arm gut. Spencer is so diverse in his parterre offense. But defensively, very heavy hips, very strong counter ability, great feel. He knows where his body is in space. He can scramble. He's just about as complete a wrestler as you can think of. And when you consider his combination of technique, speed, and power, there's no one in America that's surprised to see Spencer Lee here. Everyone thought Spencer Lee making the Olympic finals was a reality, but now this next step is without a doubt going to be the biggest test and the hardest step for Spencer Lee to become the Olympic champion. Rei Higuchi was an Olympic silver back in 2016. He took kind of the world by surprise back then, and since that time, he's become a world champion. He's become a world finalist. He's won everything there is to win except for this prized Olympic title. And Rei Higuchi, technically one of my favorite wrestlers to watch. He has what John Smith, the greatest wrestler in American wrestling history, says. John Smith calls it the greatest single leg he's ever seen. It's a left-handed single leg, and he finishes it with incredible proficiency. He's got a hard left leg lead, and he fires that single leg, but seemingly without a setup, but his timing is so perfect. He's able to get in, got a lot of different ways to finish, but he's way more than a single leg. He's got a good high crotch left side to the other leg. It would be Spencer's left leg. It's very, very effective as well, especially if you start thinking so much about the single to your right leg, the high crotch could come to the other side. But there's two more attributes that should definitely be mentioned. One is his arm spin or arm throw. He hits this, you know, it's a move you see sometimes in freestyle, but more often it's against outmatched opponents. But he will hit it against very high level opponents. In fact, he hit it in his semifinal match against Iman to open it up. He started with a 4-0 just on a big throw, and then he never looked back in this match. But the number one attribute that Rei Higuchi brings to the table that could give Spencer the most problems are his head, hands, defense. Go watch this guy's matches. Watch his toughest bouts. It is so rare to find instances where wrestlers get in on this guy's legs. His positioning and his movement is so pristine that wrestlers get very, very few opportunities to even test his leg defense. He's that hard to get in on. So for Spencer Lee, the keys are going to be a couple things. One, you got to be aware enough in the hand fight that you're not going to give up that arm throw. Two, you have to be able to extend the finishes on that single leg. So if and when Higuchi gets in, I think this is a position where Spencer could have advantage. He can get heavy, he can counter score really well. I don't think Higuchi's felt power like Spencer Lee. I truly believe that. I think that could be a differentiator for him. And I think if Ray finds himself extended on a shot, it could be problems for him. But another key, and the major key, is can Spencer, who we see take down everyone, who we see live on his opponent's legs, can he do the exact same against Ray Higuchi of Japan, someone who is so hard to get to, so elusive? That's, to me, is where the match can be won and lost, and will be won and lost. Spencer's ability to get to legs, because if he can get in, I feel confident he's going to be able to finish. It's truly like, this is the smallest weight in men's freestyle, but it feels like the heavyweight main event bout. This was the match that wrestling fans wanted to see. The international wrestling community wanted to see Ray Higuchi versus Spencer Lee, and we're going to get it tomorrow night. I think it's going to be a fantastic match. I truly have a hard time saying who the clear favorite is. Certainly Ray Higuchi has the credentials right now, but Spencer Lee is someone who's in the early stages of what we think is going to be a legendary career himself, and I cannot wait to watch this match. Obviously, as an American, I'm going to be rooting hard for Spencer Lee. I highly encourage you, tune into this match. It's going to be going down probably around 1:30 Eastern time. Make sure you're tuning in then. You can watch on Peacock, but make sure you're staying on FloWrestling for every wrestling update from the Olympic Games.